Ashish, your success factor trainer. And before we go ahead with your, the demo session for your success factor, let's have a quick round of introduction. The first person is coming as a Prashant. So Prashant, if you can introduce yourself.
Hello, everyone. My name is Prashant, and I'm from Bangalore. So I have an experience of 5+ years of experience in HR domain. I have experience in the recruitment, end-to-end this thing. So that's it.
All right, Prashant. And so you want to switch over to success factor, right?
Yes, exactly.
Sure, Prashant. With this demo, we will see how success factor is going to, help your career. And also, apart from this, at the end of a demo, you'll be able to understand it's like, what is a success factor, how it will help your career, how many opportunities are available in the market.
Yes.
All right. And which module we're going to cover during the demo session. All right. The next person I have here, I just forgotten the name.
It's Raylan.
Raylan. Yes, Raylan. Go ahead.
Hi, Ashish. So I am Raylan, and education-wise, I have done my engineering, and then I have done my MBA in HR. Post which I have around 7.5 years of experience in technical recruitment, and getting into either of the HR tools was always my goal in life, and I wasn't able to get into. So I feel right now it's the right time for me to do some certifications and pursue my career into SAP Success Factor, which is the HR tool, and get my education into best use. Yeah, looking forward for your training.
Sure, Raylan. With this demo, we're going to talk about all these and which module that we're going to cover and how success factor is going to help to build the career. All right. Let me give you my introduction before we go ahead with the demo session. My name is Ashish, and I have close to now 19 years of experience, uh, close to somewhere around 7 years into success factor, and rest all the experience it goes into your SAP HCM. And at present, I work for a very big MNC, and where I take care of both the project, which is your success factor and SAP HCM. And prior to coming back to India, I was in Singapore for almost for close to 5.5 years. So that is all my complete background. And so let's just come into your success factor demo team. I would like this to be an interactive session so that I understand how much you understand your success factor, so that when we start with a regular session, we should be able to understand. I should be focused on the area where where it's like I have to, which module I have to focus on. All right. So before we go ahead, team, what is the basic difference between your SAP HCM and success factor?
As far as my understanding is, I'm not sure, Ashish. That's just a guess that I have. So HCM is something which covers the larger perspective of HR tools like your payroll, your performance management, and talent, and all of that. But I think success factor is kind of pertain to only a few areas. Is that right? I'm not sure. Correct me if I'm wrong.
To some extent, yes, it is right. There are certain module, but to be honest, even in SAP HCM also, though they have various module, but most of the companies, they don't go ahead without those modules because it is very tedious. And in success factor, they have lots of module, but out of this module, the major module, which is like time and payroll, which is almost not there in this one. But anyhow, that's a module-wise difference. But it's still the question. It is, what is the basic difference between SuccessFactor and SAP HCM? Both products belong to SAP, right? But then, what is the difference between these two? Yes, team. Anybody else? Okay. SuccessFactor is a cloud-based solution, and your SAP HCM is a premise-based solution. All right, so that is a basic difference between these two tools. But then, what is cloud-based solution and what is premise-based solution, team? I'm asking you this question because whenever you will face an interview, this is something very often you're going to come across this question. Now, what is the difference between cloud-based solution and a premise-based solution?
Sir, can I?
Yes, go
Prashant here.
ahead. Yes, Prashant.
Success factor, obviously, it is for example, it is just like a Gmail. It's a cloud-based means. But in premise-based, what happens? We have to maintain the server.
That is true, Prashant.
Yeah.
SuccessFactor is a cloud-based solution and SAP HCM is a premise-based solution. Now, what is premise-based solution? Very often you'd have seen if you have gone into an IT firm and
Yeah.
you'd have seen that they have some area where they have a
Server.
server,
We
and
have to
in
maintain
that,
server.
yes, and they strictly, it is written down, that people, they're not allowed to enter inside the server room.
Restricted area.
A restricted area, right? And they also maintain with a certain temperature, all those server and everything. So if you have ever stepped inside the server room, you'll feel very cold.
Mhm.
So whenever you see such kind of a setup, just understand it is a premise-based solution. And what is a cloud-based solution? Just like what Prashant said, Gmail is a cloud-based solution because you don't have a setup, right, for the server. However, you can just log in the internet and with a credential, and as far as you have the proper credential, you can check your all the mail. So such kind of a detail, it is known as a cloud-based solution. Any other example of a cloud-based solution, team? You have so many. You have Facebook, which you use it on day-to-day basis, right? Almost like, I don't know what others, but I have to almost check it like every, I think 1 hour, I'll check it for 1, 2 minutes.
Facebook, Twitter,
Facebook,
or
Twitter, yes, these are the something which is very often we check, a cloud-based platform which is there. So that is what basically it's a cloud-based platform. All right, so let's go ahead and see further detail. So what we're going to cover in this one, we're going to cover, about the success factor, and by the time that we finish off with the success factor, you should be able to understand what the success factor it is and how it's going to help to build your career. So already we have discussed, so we have discussed about the success factor is a cloud-based platform. And so here you can see SuccessFactor is a cloud-based platform. Every technology team, whenever you go ahead with the implementation, they always have a implementation methodology, and the SuccessFactor has an implementation methodology, which is known as a BizX methodology. What is BizX methodology? In one of the slide that we're going to see, what all the phases that we're going to come across while implementation for the success factor. Then, so SAP has acquired SuccessFactor. That was in December 2011, and it almost took them 2 years for the complete merger and acquisition. So this acquisition got finished by December 2013, and since January 2014, it has been known as a SAP. Now, Success Factor is also present into, you can see there are total 20 million subscriber. So it almost has a 5,000 customer base and they're present into 168 countries. 168 countries, it means like, for example, if you're doing a implementation project for the same company in the US, followed by which if you're doing this implementation in Germany and then in India. So in US, you can actually go ahead and implement the US language. In Germany, you can go ahead and implement the German language, and in India, you can also go ahead and implement it with the Hindi language if you want, right? So there are total 41 languages what Success Factor supports. More in detail about all these things, that how we can actually go ahead and activate and how we can go ahead and implement. That's something we will see in the your regular session. All right, team. And after this, you will see. So this is a basic difference between your SAP HCM core HR and your success factor. So SAP HCM, you can see they have been there in the market for almost 40 years. Whereas your success factor, you can see they have been in the market for 12 years. And so now their customer base is almost like 5,000 customer base what they have. And the advantage with the success factor it is because both the product are from SAP. So whatever the existing client, what they have, so they are also, taking advantage of a success factor. The module which are not good into your SAP HCM, so they are utilizing the success factor to implement those modules. All right. So, and they also have a 2 million user. They are present, in 260 countries, and they're supporting 41 languages nowadays. All right. Anything team which is based on a cloud-based solution that is known as a SaaS technology, which is known as a software as a service. So here you can see software as a service, it is coming, which is SaaS technology. And now there are certain advantage of a SaaS-based technology. The advantage it is like, for example, we just in the starting, we just talked about your, like there has to, there is a server and see when you have those premise-based solution, then you have a hardware and with that hardware, there is a regular maintenance it goes on. With those regular maintenance, it is like so you need two-person. One is coming in the day shift, another person is coming in the night shift. So they take care of it. And not only that, they also have to take care of that there is no virus attack. There is a regular backup which is taken properly. And so there is nobody who's actually trying to hack your system. So all those detail, it has to be taken up. So there is a cost which is involved into all these hardware and maintaining your particular your server, right? But with your SAP HCM success factor, because since you do not have a server, so you do not have to spend all these amount. This is the only advantage into your success factor, that you don't have to spend because hardware also, it is not, it is very expensive. So, the bigger companies, they can afford those hardware, but with the smaller companies, so it gets, difficult for them to maintain those hardware. So, and also to buy the server. So that's the reason they go ahead with the success factor. Then here you can see there is a subscription-based licensing model. Now, do anybody knows, team, what kind of a licensing model is there into your SAP HCM? Anybody in this batch is coming from the SAP HCM background?
No, sir.
Okay, I don't think so. Anybody else is coming from the SAP HCM background. All right. So with SAP HCM background team, if you're coming from, so there you'll understand it's like, there you have to buy the payroll license, which comes into one stack. And one stack is basically consists of your 500 license. So it means if you're 150 people in the company, so you're paying 350 license extra. Though obviously you negotiate and you reduce the price, but in your success factor, if you have only 150 employee in the organization, so you just have to pay only for 150 licenses. All right. So this is another advantage of a subscription-based model. Then another advantage, it's a talent, multi-talent platform. So multi-talent platform that you can use that into any platform. Then there is a regular fixes, updates, and enhancement. So the meaning of a regular releases, fixes, and updates, like for example, team, what happens, I'm talking about specifically the premise-based solution. So when you have the premise-based solution, so you will see, there that they have the, like since they have a server with them, so in that server, it is like there is a regular, you see, whenever there is a budget changes, so with those budget changes, what happens? SAP release those certain updates and enhancement. So as a functional consultant, you have to identify and you have to apply those regular update and enhancement into your system. All right. So then it becomes a very so you have to do all these things, but in your SAP Success Factor, you don't have to do all these activity because you don't have a server with them. So who will do all these activity? It will be done directly by the Success Factor company itself. Then you can access this from anywhere as far as you have an internet connection and your Success Factor credential. You can log in and you can go ahead and access your Success Factor from anywhere. So this is what is another advantage. So these are the module team which is there into your success factor. So you will see success factor is basically, it is famous for the talent management module. So, so here you can see it is like your goal management, performance, workforce planning, recruitment, compensation, succession. Then you'll also see your jam session. Jam is nothing, it's just a social collaboration site. And then you have analytics, which is nothing, it's just a reporting. And then your employee central, which is nothing, it's just a core HR module. What is employee central? Employee central is basically from joining till the retirement, all the data of an employee, you will be capturing into your employee central. All right. So that is the reason this is a core HR module of your success factor. All right. And then you have a goal management. So goal management performance is nothing. It's just a part of an appraisal. Recruitment is a recruitment module. This is a workforce planning. It's a report. Compensation and variable pay. It's a related to compensation, and succession. It's a succession related succession planning module. What we're going to cover with a regular session. With the regular session, we're going to cover total 5 modules, which will include introduction to mastery. What is introduction to mastery? In your introduction to mastery, we're going to talk about, how we can, what the success factor it is, certain architectures, certain terminology, how we can create user, how we can get the support, what is from where we can access certain module. So all those details we're going to see into your introduction to mastery. Then another module that we're going to cover, that is your employee central. So as I said, employee central is nothing, it's just a starting from the moment a person employee joins the company till the time employee has resigned from the company, all those employee data we're going to maintain in the employee center. Then we're going to talk about the goal and performance management. So a kind of an appraisal related module. And then the fifth module that we're going to cover, that is your compensation. And so do remember the compensation is actually, it's not payroll, because most of the people, they take it as a compensation, as a payroll related module. When we're going to cover the compensation, then I'll explain to you in detail what is the compensation. So that's a fifth module. And analytics, which is a sixth module. All right. So these are all the 6 modules that we're going to cover with your batch. Any question, team, on this particular slide?
No, sir.
All right.
No, so you will not be covering the recruiting part of it, learning success development, that model in the workforce planning, right?
Achha,
These modules are
your
not being covered.
Yes, see, these 6 module only, it will take somewhere around 2.5 months time to finish it. So if I include recruitment, learning management system, succession, time management, and the other module, it will take lots of time. All right,
Okay,
so
but is there a way that we can? Are there any other courses that I have to get enrolled to get these? I mean, I can ask this in the later Q&A part also. If it's going out of the topic right now.
right, Relin, as of now, because we're just talking about this package, but if you want anything outside this package, that also something we can discuss it later on.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
All right. So let's move on further, team. So since we said, that there is a implementation methodology for almost all the technology. So when you go ahead and do the implementation, so with this also there is an implementation methodology which is known as a BizX suite. Now SuccessFactor is also following agile methodology also. But let's see what is a BizX methodology. So here you can see there are total 5 phases, which includes your sales, prepare, realize, verify, and launch. Now, what is sales? Sales is basically when your sales team gets to know, it's like, that there is a module which is uh, for your sales into your this section. So you can actually go ahead and do that into your sales. So then your sales teams is like, then they start pitching to the client, trying to get the project into the organization. So that is what the sales module it is. Then you have a prepare phase. What is prepare phase? Prepare phase is nothing. It's just you're preparing. You have got the project, and you have just started doing the as is and to be and filling up the workbook. If you do not know what is as is to be and workbook, this is something, team. Do not worry. Again, we're going to discuss that with a regular session because it's just a demo session. I do not want my demo to be very lengthy because I know that nobody likes it. So I'm just covering to the point that what all topic we're going to cover. And with a regular session, we're going to spend more time. And with the documentation, I'm going to show you all these details. Then the third phase, you can see it is coming as a realize phase. Realize phase is nothing, it's just a configuration phase. What is configuration phase? Configuration phase is a phase when you start doing the configuration. All right, so that is what your configuration phase is all about. Then you have a verify phase. Verify is nothing, it's just a testing phase. So you can go ahead and do all your test. And, so testing also plays a lots of important role, team. If you have not done the proper testing of your product and you have launched those product in the market. So in such case, basically with the mouth publicity, people they do not talk good about a particular company, so that's test is also very important. And then there's a launch phase, which means everything has been working fine, and so we have launched this. After the launch phase, then it comes your support project, right? So that is the major two kind of a like you will see a project which is into the implementation or into the support project, all right? But more about all these things, teams, we're going to discuss with a regular session and with the documentation for each of this detail. We will see that when we're going to start with a regular session. Now here you can see this is goal and performance management module. Now anybody team who's coming from the SAP HCM background will understand it's like the appraisal system in SAP HCM, which is a premise-based solution. It is very tedious. Many companies, they have implemented the appraisal system, but they have never executed those appraisal system. But in SuccessFactor, appraisal system is very simple. And, here everything is very transparent. So here you can see this employee picture is coming. You can also see the employee overall score is how much it is there. Then after this, you will also see your out of how many, in a particular department, like out of 5, you can see in a particular where this employee actually stands. And if there is any gap analysis. So what is this gap analysis? Gap analysis is basically like where you have rated yourself higher and your manager has given you the lower rating, and wherever you have given yourself lower rating and your manager has given you the higher rating. All right. So these are the kind of a gap, that you can see into your gap analysis. This is basically it helps you to understand. It's like, the area that you need to focus more on. So that is the reason so the performance management is actually one of the very good module of a success factor. And goal and performance management and compensation, to be honest, team, these are the very good module of your success factor. And initially, when they actually started with the success factor, so they had only these two modules, compensation management and the goal and performance management. Later on, they kept on adding all those modules, and this is actually good. So here you can see your compensation. Compensation, it's nothing, team. It is just that when you're designing the CTC of a company. Now, what is CTC? It's a cost to the company. Now, what is payroll? Payroll is basically, it's a monthly figure, right? When your monthly figure, it arrives, and after your taxes and deduction, whatever the amount which is there. So that is basically, it is your, so that is your payroll, you will see there. And after your, so there is a difference between your payroll and your compensation, as I said. Now here you can see this compensation, it is happening. So these are the employee for whom the compensation it is happening. You can see their current salary, what is their current salary, and if there is any merit. Merit is actually coming from the GM and PM, that they have got this rating, and after that, they after this rating, they have got the automatic hike in the company. Then there is a lump sum, there is an adjustment, then there is a promotion. So, and then there is a final salary, which means after adding all these detail to their existing salary, how much is the final salary which is coming here? And then you can also see here on the top, you can see this merit has actually, there is a particular budget which has been there. And so as even the promotion adjustment and lump sum also has a certain budget, right? And if this budget actually exceeds, which means if you have assigned this something to the employee and this budget is actually exceeding, so you can see it is coming in red, right? So as a manager, I will know that my budget is exceeding, which has been assigned to by the top management. So I don't have to exceed it. So what you will do, you will try to reduce the employee, uh, those salary, so that, the CTC does not exceed much, right? And then in the center, you can see all these matrix it is coming here. So with this matrix, you can see whatever is the statistics which is best suits to your statistics. So you can select it and send it to your reporting manager. right? So this is what is a compensation team. And let's see the all right, team. So here you can see succession and development. So succession and development is nothing, it's just an organization structure. Most of the structure that you would have seen so far, you would have seen that it's a completely a flat structure, right? But here you can see the structure, which is where you have the employee picture. Now, these kind of a structure, basically, it helps me because on a daily basis, it's like, I meet with many people, and to be honest, I forgot their name. So if you have a structure like this, I can always refer to the structure and I can check it out. This person is actually working at what designation, and so all those detail about the employee, I can check it out. So here also, like you can see, this person is actually whose name is Carla Grant. You can see the first name and the last name. You can also see the designation. You can also see here, like how much is the rating the employee has actually got it from the appraisal system. You can also see how many people this employee is actually reporting. And if you basically click here, now it's a PPT, so I cannot click here, but I'll show you after the demo session it is done. I'll show you that into the system that if I click here, it shows you all the detail about an employee. Then here you can see all these people they are reporting here. TBH, it means to be hired, which means there is no person who has actually been hired. Then you can see last employee, the Thomas Clark team. This is actually the dotted line structure. Now, what do you mean by the dotted line structure? The meaning of a dotted line structure, it is that this person is reporting to two different manager. So first manager is actually the Kalra, and if I click here, it will show you, to whom, which is the second person actually is reporting. So this is what all these detail you will see. And so everybody, all those employee detail and everything you will see here. So when I'll log in into the system, so I'll show you how we can actually check it. After this team, you will see, let's come to the another slide. So this is a recruitment. So recruitment, you will see like when you are getting a job description and then you're posting it on the job portal, you're getting your resume, you're filtering the resume, you're calling for the first level interview, second level interview, then you're generating the offer letter, right? So all those process, you will do that from the success factor. All right. Then you have a jam session team. Jam is basically, it is like SCN, if you are aware about this. SCM is nothing, it's just your, like for example, you can see here, people across the globe who has taken a part of a subscription for SAP Jam, so they can log in and they can share their issues and help each other, right? Like for example, you can say this person is actually helping with a video, this person has actually shared the PPT. Somebody has asked a question, somebody is helping it, right? So like this, you can do all these jam session and everything. So you'll see all those detail and everything. And then this is a workforce planning, which is nothing, it's just a report. So you're just checking your all these report, whether it's a line chart, pie chart, all these graph chart. It's like, no, so you will see all this report in a section. Here also you can see all these planning, which is like key metrics, your agent and your line chart, pie chart. So all those report that we will see into the system. Then here you can see the employee central, which is a core module into your SAP HCM. So the good thing about this one, it's like, you can see the employee picture. Like for example, you can see this Rita Singh picture here. So you can see it's like that this is how Rita basically it looks like. And then you can see the designation, you can see the phone number, contact detail, location, right? And then you can also see from here, like the badges. Badges, it's just like, you can see some people, they have awarded her the badges, which means like if I click here into the green one, you can see this person's actually good into her leadership skill. Like this, you have so many other badges. So if I click on the other badges, so you will see that this person is actually good into something else also. So like this, you can see all these section here, but not the reason I selected this slide team that because I wanted to show you this, but not only just this information, anything information from you join the company till the time you retire into the company, everything you're going to maintain into your employee central. Now, if you remember team, whenever you join a company, you will see it's like, on the very first day, you will have your, HR comes to you and give you certain like pages, right, which you have to fill. So all those data, what they actually ask you, whether it's a corporate or a succession data. So, that is basically, it is a employee central detail, what you have to fill, right? So, which means like anything about the address, anything about the personal data, which includes your family detail, how many children, their detail, what they are doing, anything. It's like, whatever their address, phone number. So all those detail, you will do that into your employee central detail. Now here you can see there is a basic difference between which is coming into the success factor and the employee central. So in the starting only, I ask you the what is a premise-based solution and what is a cloud-based solution, right? So here you can see like ESS, MSS, OM, and PA has been taken over by the employee central. So that is the reason, and your success factor is, employee centered is a core HR module. Now there are two kind of an architecture. One is a provisioning architecture, another is an instance architecture. Instance architecture is a front end architecture, which I'll just show you after the PPT. Provisioning architecture is a back-end architecture, and those back-end architecture. But what is happening, team? After a few months or after a few years, SAP is trying to get away with the provisioning architecture. So maybe after some time, you will not have any provisioning architecture, all right? But provisioning architecture, as of now, it is a back-end architecture. Nowadays, it is only used for activating and deactivating module. Rest, it is not being used for anything else. And also the XML file that we actually work on. Apart from these two things, provisioning architecture is not used for anything else. Yes, 4 or 5 years before, there used to be a lot of activity that we used to do from the provisioning architecture. But nowadays, we don't do all these activity. It has been migrated to the instance architecture. All right. So SAP is trying to migrate everything from provisioning to the instance architecture. So as I said, after some time, you will not see there is no provisioning architecture. And this is your DELL Boomi. So here you can see your DELL Boomi detail. It is coming here. So which means you can integrate with your success factor, whether it's a local or the branded software you have. Local branded one, which is like Dell Boomi, Informatica, Cloud, or any local software which you want to integrate with your, like in, for example, most of the companies, especially in the US, they have local software which they use for benefit, and they don't want to change that. So in such case, it's like, what you can do, you can integrate with the payroll, with the success factor, with the benefit, for that local those software, right? So from there only all these data will come here. So that was all about your demo, PPT. All right, team, once you log in into your success factor, so this is how the success factor screen will, homepage of your success factor, basically it will look like. So here you can see your company logo, it is coming. So whichever the client that you're going to work on, obviously you'll change this logo. Then after that, you can see, if I click here, you will see the modules, right? So you can see there are so many other module also you have in your success factor, right? And so you can see goal, performance, continuous for calibration, compensation, development, and so many other module also, which is coming here. Now, the moment you have taken the license for success factor, it does not mean that you will get an access to all the module. Each module team in a success factor is the client has to pay. So there's nothing which is free in the success factor module. So if you want to take each of your module, so they have to pay for it. All right. Then apart from this, you will also see that there is a greeting which is coming here, which is like good evening. It is written down here. Then there are certain quick actions. So you can see the quick action which is coming from team, your workflow, your profile, your time request, your recording, anything, right? So you can see all these detail. It's a quick action which is coming here. Then after that, you can see there are certain boxes which is coming here, and these boxes are known as your tiles. All right, you can also create your all these boxes. So in one of the session, I'll show you that how we can create your all these boxes. All right, and this home page is completely configurable, team. Whatever you want, if you do not want all these detail, you can also remove it. That's something we will see in the regular session. Then after that, here you can see you can search for any of your action or for any of your people here. Maybe I just want to see how many people here with a Gupta name. So let's see here. Oh, there's no one person. So here you can see there is Krishna Gupta is only just one person actually here with this name. So like this, you can actually come here and search for it. After this, you will see like this one, it is for to give the feedback, and this one it is for if you help in tutorial, which is there. This one is actually here for asking the question to success factor. So you can just use a headphone and you can connect with them. This one is for notification, and this is again here detail you will see here. This is like you can see proxy. There is a setting. There is your admin center, then there is a version, and this is your logout, right? All these details that we will see with the regular session. But let me show you what is the version it is all about. So here you can see there are certain version detail it is coming here. The version detail it is like you can see B2205. What is the meaning of 22? 22 means 2022. 05 means May, which means the last time the success factor it was updated, that was on May 2022. All right. And after that team, you will see that this is your 2022. Obviously, it's a year. 08 is a month, which means August, and 19, which means somebody has logged in into SuccessFactor from SuccessFactor and they have updated the system, right? On which date? 19th of August 2022. And then remaining date it is 7, 22, and 23 hours, minute, and second, right? So like this, you can figure it out. Then you can see there is a server. See, server access you will never get, but in case if somebody asks you, what is the server detail of a success factor, so you can always come here and you can check it for the server detail. After that, you can also see there is a timestamp which is coming here. What is timestamp? Now, this particular system team that we are actually using, this is basically it's a US based system, which means it has been configured on the US based system. So you can see it is 28th of August 2022. And then this is the time. See, with my timing, it is like almost like 8 54 55 it is, right? Like India timing. But here in the US timing, you can see, I don't know which time zone it is, maybe EST. And so time zone, and then you can see the company ID here. Then there is a version which is also coming here. Before that, this version, which is the latest version of SAP Fury. Before that, this version, there was a V12 version, which was known as a Revolution version. And then you can see enterprise version, and then you can also see the admin version, which is coming here. So like this, you will see all these detail. And let me show you something else. So if I come here into this system, and then you here, we also talked about the org chart, right? So here you can see all your organization chart. So you will see all your reports and everything here. So if I come here, so here you can see this is a report. This is actually my ID which has been given to me. So here you can see all these people are reporting to me, right? I'm working in the recruitment managers. If I click into your this section, so in your this section, you will see like all your detail, it will start coming. So here it is showing all these detail. You can see mail ID, the location. There are 5 people who are reporting to me. My team size is 5, right? So if you want to see more action about me, right? So it will start showing you all these detail. So here you can see all these detail team. You can see my job change in compensation, employment detail, right? So global detail, all these detail. There is also something here which is known as a position-based org structure. So there are org chart, which is there in the success factor, and then this is a position-based org structure. So this is actually created from the position. So here also you can see which is coming from the position base. So it shows you your recruitment manager. It also shows you that which legal entity, department, division that actually you're working. After that, it also shows you that how many people are below you. FT is a full-time employee. And if I click here into this section, it shows you all the detail here, like the position detail. Then if you want to see the position history, right, it will show you the position history. This was created into 1990. But this person whose name is Ellen, has joined this particular position that is on 2018. After this, you'll find here as a position hierarchy detail. And after the position hierarchy detail, you will find here as an incumbent detail. So you can see all these detail, right? So like this detail team, if you want to see to whom this person is actually reporting, so if you click on here as a up, you will see that this person is actually reporting to Anne Lau, who's a director of a talent management, right? So like this, you will also see all these detail. And if you want to see that who's actually are the peers of the Ellen, you can see there is a compensation manager, John, then there's a development manager, and then there is a HR partner, right? Actually, there's nobody who has been hired here. That is the reason this sign it is coming. So this sign actually it means to be hired. All right. So like this, you will see all these detail team. And then let me also show you your something into your reports. So if I come here into your report, let's see if there is any report exists in this particular system. So I'll show you all those report here. So there are certain report which has actually been created, There is an address, there is a requisition. So if you want to see that this report, so I'll just click here and it will show me all these report here. So like this, you will see all these reports and everything. So run online, generate report. If there is something which has been created, it will show you all those reports. So here it is. Nothing is coming here. So if there is something, a data which, whoever has created, so here you can say there is something which has been coming here, phone and a mail ID. Somebody is, creating that, trying to take out the email ID and the phone number of, those people. So these are the reports. It's like, team, you can actually create it. But there are certain reports which are the standard report. If you switch here to the classic view report, you will see all those standard report. It will come here, like the list view report, spotlight report, spreadsheet report, right? If I click here into the list view report, so with this list view report, you will also see here, there is your, if I want to see that how many employees are there in this company, right? So I can click here into the employee list and I can generate into your this section. So it will show me all these detail here. Right, so here you will see all these detail and all your section team, it will start showing up here. So here you can see it is only showing 5 data, right? So there has been some filter has been done. Showing my team view. Achha, it is only showing for the my team view. So I do not want to, because obviously there were 5 people who were only reporting. I do not want to see any of this details. So I'll update this. It will show all the people in this particular system. Now, if I come here and update this, you will see all these people, they will start reflecting into the system. So like this, you can figure it. Let's see how many people are there. You can see it is 1102, right? So like this, but you can see only 10 result it is coming, right? So you can click on next page and you can see all these report here, right? Now with this team, I will actually stop the session here. Let me know if you have any question.
Yeah, so Ashish, I just had like a couple of questions. So in the everyday sessions, we will be having the theory as well as the labs kind of thing, right?
The theory will be happening only on the first 1 or 2 day. Rest everything, it will be technical. It's
Okay,
a
so
technical session, right?
yeah, so it's more of this. Yeah, that's what I wanted to know, because I would want more access to the technical part of it, as in going into the system and getting the things done
Yes,
as in a lab.
it's a technical session team. So it's a, you're getting into technology. So obviously there will not be any theory, much theory. It will be more of a technical session. But yes, before we start with any module, some basic theory I do cover it with before we start, like employee central or goal and performance management, just to see how much people they know. And if they don't know, then I cover it. And then we get into all the technical session.
I'm
All
clear
right.
about.
So, all right, Welin. And Prashant, any question?
Sir, my question is all about total duration and then the training timing.
Total duration is going to be um, close to 2.5 months time for all these 6 modules that we discuss it in one of the slides. And the timing, I think if everybody is fine, we can keep it the same timing, 8 to 9,
Okay.
right? 8 to 9 p.m. I think that will suit to India people also, and people who are from the US and Canada also who haven't joined. I think for them also it will suit.
Okay.
All right. Any
Thank
other
you.
question, team, before I close the session? No question? All right,
Nothing, sir.
team.
Nothing.
Thank you, Ashish.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Ashish.
Yeah, thanks, Roshan.